They say the ground still trembles where the clash of titans left its scars, and the air carries the acrid scent of blood and fire. Within the shattered halls of the Azure Sect, whispers speak of Meng Hao's relentless resolve and the sudden, cruel twist that turned allies into prey. As shadows lengthen across the battlefield, one cannot help but wonder, will the next move ignite salvation or doom those who dare stand in his path? Brace yourself for recap. Martial God Asura, Chapter 201, Chapter 202, where every heartbeat might echo the final reckoning. In the heart of the bustling White Cloak exam grounds, whispers surged like a rising storm. Is that Chu Feng? One voice quivered with disbelief. He's so young, and he actually made it to the 6th floor? Gasps echoed across the crowd, a symphony of astonishment and awe. For a century, none had dared to tread the peak of the Ashura Ghost Tower, but here, before their very eyes, Chu Feng had shattered that ancient limit. The legends spoke of untold perils, of spirits and trials that crushed even the strongest cultivators. Yet this young prodigy, tender in appearance yet fierce in spirit, had emerged victorious. To those who watched, it was as if destiny itself had unveiled a new hero. Pride swelled in their hearts, for they had witnessed the birth of a name that would one day shake the heavens. From among the sea of onlookers, a path suddenly parted. 3 elders of the formidable Jie clan strode forward, their steps imbued with the weight of authority and wrath. Behind them, battered yet seething, trailed Jie Heng, Jie Gang, and others, those who had endured Chu Feng's devastating strikes. Though the bruises on their bodies were healing, the scars of humiliation remained etched in their expressions. Jie Heng, Jie Gang, was it this boy who dared attack you in the Asura Ghost Tower? One elder demanded, his finger pointing at the young cultivator like a spear. He is Chu Feng, Jie Heng spat, his gaze sharp enough to pierce steel. He dared belittle the Ji clan, acting as if we are nothing. Rage rippled through the elder's words. Apprehend him, the elder barked, and in an instant, the air quivered. Behind him, experts of the profound realm surged forward, their combined aura coalescing like an invisible mountain pressing down upon Chu Feng. Even the young prodigy's brow furrowed beneath such overwhelming force. Eggy's voice quavered, tinged with concern. Chu Feng, allow me to lend you my strength. This is too dangerous to face alone. But Chu Feng shook his head, unwavering. No need, he said simply. He planted his feet firmly, letting the incoming storm of the Ji clan's wrath collide with his indomitable presence. For a heartbeat, Eggy's eyes widened. Then, understanding dawned. This was no reckless defiance. Chu Feng had a plan, one only she could sense. A sudden gale, golden and fierce, swept across the battlefield. The profound realm warriors of the Ji clan were hurled aside, spinning through the air like mere straw puppets. In that instant, 3 venerable figures appeared silently before Chu Feng. Leading them was Elder Li of the World Spirit Guild, his presence commanding and immovable. The one called Lai? Step aside! This is a private matter between my Ji clan and this boy, barked a Ji clan elder. Fury etched across his face. Nonsense! Elder Li's eyes blazed and his voice rang like thunder. This plaza belongs to the World Spirit Guild. No clan has the right to act with such tyranny here. With a wave of his sleeve, thousands of World Spirit disciples poured in, encircling the Ji clan and sealing the young prodigy in a shield of unwavering protection. The elder of the Ji clan scowled, lips curling with disdain. Do you know the consequences of defying the treaty? How will you bear responsibility for this? Elder Li's gaze pierced like molten steel. I am aware of the transgressions your clan committed in the Ashura Ghost Tower. Even if treaties are violated, the fault lies with you first. Listen well, Chu Feng is under my protection. Any who dare strike him will face my unrelenting wrath. The Ji clan's fury roared like a tempest, yet they dared not linger. With clenched jaws, they withdrew, leaving only the echo of their wrath behind. Elder Li did not let the matter rest lightly, reminding them, even if your clan seeks no vengeance today, the World Spirit Guild will ensure fairness is served. As the tumult of the exam subsided and the final curtain fell, Chu Feng did not depart. He was escorted into the gilded halls of the World Spirit Guild, where opulent grandeur awaited. A feast of unparalleled splendor had been prepared, and waiting within was Gu Bo, a peer of Chu Feng, ready to welcome him with respect and warmth. Brother Gu Bo, this, Chu Feng murmured, overwhelmed by the lavish display. The World Spirit Guild had not only defended him from the Ji clan's wrath, but now treated him as a distinguished guest. Brother Chu Feng, restrain yourself not. You have earned this honor. Gubo replied with a reassuring smile. Understanding dawned upon Chu Feng. The guild recognized his potential. They sought to draw him into their fold, not merely for hospitality, but for the promise of greatness that pulsed within him. And so he accepted with quiet resolve. Yet beyond the palace gates, concern lingered. Zhuge Luyun stood amidst the city of rest for outsiders, eyes fixed on the horizon. Anxiety etched his youthful features as he awaited news. Have you heard of the young man, Chu Feng? A nearby world spirit disciple asked, voice carrying awe. He reached the 6th floor of the Asura ghost tower and harvested a spirit fruit. I know of him, another replied. Only 15 years old, yet he wields the power of the Origin Realm's 1st level. Even seasoned warriors at the 5th level would struggle against him. The Ji clan's young warriors were all swept aside. Even Ji Bufan fell to his hands, another added, admiration tinged with disbelief. Such talent, it emerges once in a century. The World Spirit Guild has pledged their protection. Now Chu Feng is under their wing. None dare challenge him, they murmured in reverent tones. Zhuge Luyun's heart leapt as he approached the conversing elders. Forgive my intrusion. Did this Chu Feng come from the Azure province? He inquired, curiosity and hope mingling in his voice. Thus the young prodigy, Chu Feng, stood at the threshold of destiny, protected by the World Spirit Guild, and heralded as a rising star in the world of cultivation. The legend of his name had begun to ripple across the lands, setting the stage for a tale of unparalleled martial glory. The winds of destiny often carry whispers of the extraordinary. In the vast lands of cultivation, tales of geniuses emerge like lightning across stormy skies. Yet sometimes their origins baffle even the most experienced masters. Azure Province? Could such a place truly produce a talent of this magnitude? Murmured the gathered cultivators, their brows furrowed in disbelief. They exchanged incredulous glances, each question echoing unspoken doubts. Yes, how could someone of such unparalleled skill hail from a province so obscure? Their eyes flicked toward Zhuge Luyun, seeking an answer, yet only finding uncertainty mirrored back. The discussion turned to details, every nuance that painted the portrait of this young prodigy. Blue robes that shimmered with an otherworldly hue, a face pale as moonlight, eyebrows thick and expressive, eyes that gleamed with latent fire, a tall, straight nose, a visage both youthful and striking. And the skill, an uncommon martial technique that twisted the very laws of origin power into weapons of gold, summoned at will and wielded with devastating precision. Zhuge Luyun leaned forward, voice measured yet tinged with awe. A golden longbow, and arrows that never miss, even against foes who have reached the 5th level of the Origin Realm. Can you imagine the force behind such mastery? One of the peers, hesitant but knowledgeable, spoke next. I cannot confirm his attire or appearance fully, but he indeed wields a 5th-rank martial skill, capable of condensing myriad weapons. His body moves like lightning, swift and unpredictable. Few can match his speed or agility. Joy sparkled across Zhuge Luyun's face. He struck his palm in affirmation. It is indeed him! His declaration drew curious eyes. Old brother, you know this Chu Feng? Someone asked. Suspicion threaded through their tone. Zhuge Luyun's chest rose, pride tempered by gravity. Yes, Chu Feng is my disciple, he proclaimed, voice steady, eyes unflinching. Laughter erupted around him, mocking and incredulous. For all his renown in the Azure Dragon School, Zhuge Luyun found himself humbled here. The masters of the profound realm were a daunting audience, and no superiority could shelter him. Still, he held his ground, the truth of his discipleship a quiet flame against the storm of disbelief. Then a cry pierced the murmurs. Look! Members of the World Spirit Guild. Eyes turned. Indeed, 100 cultivators approached, their bearing noble, aura unmistakable. Zhuge Luyun's expression shifted. Reverence touched his features. Membership in the World Spirit Guild was a coveted honor, its standards merciless. One could not join by skill alone. Talent, contracts, and lineage-bound service all intertwined in binding oaths, each generation pledged to the guild. Many dreamed of joining, yet few dared to surrender their freedom. Unexpectedly, the contingent halted before Zhuge Luyun. The lead, a middle-aged man, studied a portrait with keen eyes. "Are you Mr. Zhu Liyun?" he inquired, tone courteous yet commanding. Zhu Liyun bowed slightly, humility guiding his words. "I am." His voice carried respect, for even when outmatched in cultivation, the World Spirit Guild demanded deference. "Congratulations, Mr. Zhuge. Your disciple, Chu Feng, has claimed first place in the White Cloak exam. By order of the elders, you are invited as a guest to the World Spirit Guild." Respect deepened as the words fell, a formal recognition that electrified the air. The surrounding cultivators' faces contorted with disbelief, awe mingled with envy. Zhuge Liu's heart soared, elation threatening to unseat his composure. The acknowledgement of his disciple's triumph was a glory unmatched. Once inside the guild, Elder Li greeted them personally. Invitations extended, status badges conferred, symbols of honor akin to guest elders, granting privileges without binding obligations. Chu Feng and Zhuge Liyun beamed. For Zhuge Liyun, this was the fulfillment of a lifelong aspiration, the culmination of patient years spent nurturing a prodigious disciple. Days were spent amidst the grandeur of the World Spirit Guild, yet obligations called. Chu Feng, ever aware of time and duty, prepared to return to the Azure province. Before departing, he presented Zhuge Liyun with a ripe spirit fruit cultivated within the Asura Ghost Tower, a rare treasure capable of amplifying spirit power. Elder Li's admiration was evident, yet Zhuge Liyun's gratitude ran deeper, his heart swelling with pride and affirmation. His disciple's brilliance was undeniable, the years of waiting and mentoring finally vindicated. And so, with destiny guiding his path, Chu Feng departed the hallowed halls of the World Spirit Guild. The Azure province awaited, and with it, the approaching celebration of Su Mei's marriage. The winds carried him forward, a young master returning to fulfill obligations, leaving behind a trail of awe and admiration in the hearts of those who witnessed his legend unfold.